on Facebook. I was on Facebook looking at something in regard to a guy, I think it was last month, who had a yard sale, and he was a body parts person in the city of Detroit for years. And he utilized a laboratory in um, in Rosemont. The name of the lab is called Biological Services Center, Illinois, and the address of the biological place was at 9501 West Devon Avenue, Suite Suite 505, which is in Rosemont Village, which is not far from the hotel. Um, I don't know why, for some reason, when I was hearing this story on the news about this guy in Detroit, about him selling body parts, and these are not people who were murdered. These are people who were passed away, whose cadavers have been donated for science and things of that nature. But that wouldn't exclude somebody who was murdered or killed, or found. Whatever the case is, the body is dead. It's no longer a use for it on natural life, so it can be sold as a cadaver for medical and that kind of thing. So I thought it was kind of funny, and I was watching this video about Detroit, and I heard him say something about the name Joe Green. Don Green and Don Green Jr. And I remember hearing that name, and I remember hearing that name before in context to Rosemont, in context to the area of where this hotel was in Rosemont, where Kanika was found. So then I started putting two and two together, and I was like, you know what? It's kind of strange that these gentlemen, guys named Don Green and his son's named Don Green Jr., run a body part business not too far from the airport, first of all. And secondarily, they run a parts business not too far from where Kanika ending up in a freezer. What's strange about the whole thing is that it's not a national. This didn't get made public during the trial. During the whole thing with Kanika, but through people doing research and things of that nature, things like this come out. I've never even heard of anybody even talk about this particular situation with these people. But the name of the people who own this building is called. Their name is Don Green and Don Green Jr., and they're out of Rosemont. And it's actually a place that sells. It's called a BioSkills Lab, and it opened in the 1990s. And it actually is like an orthopedic learning center, but they sell body parts, human cadavers that have of people who've passed away, and they make $10,000 to $100,000 per body if they can cut it up and sell the parts that are usable. Be some good information because this is the first time I've ever heard of it. It's not far from the whole hotel district that where this is going on, and the FBI is actually aware of what they're doing, and it's in Rosemont. So, just something that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention. It says that if you continue to read about the facility, it says that they no longer acquire biological specimens from the Greens, which is Mr. Green and Mr. Green Jr. But I highly doubt that they got out of the business if they were making that kind of money. Now they probably do it under the table. When you guys get time, look it up for yourself, and look at the years that this has been going on and how and where it's been going on. These people actually had a connection to somebody in Detroit, and they were trading body parts and shipping body parts back and forth to Detroit to be cremated, some to be sold, some to be chopped up and sold, auctioned. It's very scary. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because they still actually run a crematorium in Schiller Park, which is in Chicago. But they say that they no longer use the Rosemont office space. and that they no longer accept body donations. But I highly believe that. I don't believe that. Y'all should really look into that if y'all are in the Chicago area. That is weird. I don't know why it came to my attention when I was watching this story about Detroit. But when they started talking about body parts, I just started paying attention. And then all of a sudden they mentioned Chicago. And I'm like, Chicago? Wow, that's crazy. I was like, wonder if these people have any ties to the area where Kanika was. And sure enough, that these people's previous lab was in Rosemont, right in the area. So something is very, very strange about this whole situation. And considering that she was found in a freezer, kind of makes a lot of sense that this could. I just pray to God that this is not an ongoing thing. Whereas Kanika was the only one that was found, but it's like a constant thing that's happening with young girls, where they're being taken and murdered or taken and killed and sold, either to either to prostitution or to organ people and body part people. Very scary stuff, man. But anybody looking at this, you can go do the research. Um, it's really scary, man. The name of the guys, one of them is named Don Green. The other one's name is Don Green Jr. It's just his son. And they operated out of Rosemont for years. So I'm not going to stay on long. I'm going to give y'all that information. I'm going to go. Appreciate y'all watching. Somebody do the work on it and get back to me. It's your boy. Holla.